For a long time now, people have been asking me my thoughts on the upcoming Amazon Lord of the Rings TV show, and I've stayed very quiet, and for good reason. I know absolutely nothing about it. I have avoided the show entirely. I am spoiler-free. I haven't seen a trailer, a marketing image, read an article, watched any theory videos. I literally know nothing about the Rings of Power. But today, all of that is going to change. Together, you and I are going to sit down, smash through every detail that's been released so far. You'll get to see my live first reactions, and then we're going to break down the info we know about the show and how best I think it should be brought to market as a tabletop wargame. Now, the obvious company to do this is Games Workshop. They currently hold the Middle-earth strategy battle game license, and releasing a whole suite of new factions within the existing game would work well to boost sales of an already well-established system, as well as bringing new audiences to their company's market space, just like the original Lord of the Rings system did. But I'm not actually sure it's that simple. The legal frameworks here get very complicated. You're essentially trying to have two separate licensed entities operating in one product space. The individual SKU codes would need to be 100% attributable to one license or the other, and any grey area could get very tricky, particularly if there is some design overlap between the Amazon TV show and the original films. And as we know from the deal that was brokered between Amazon, New Line, and the Tolkien estate, they do have the potential to see some design work from the films inside the TV show.
If you guys want more on that, check out my video essay from last fortnight called Is Lord of the Rings Warhammer Dead? Linked up above. So perhaps GW could make an entirely new game for Rings of Power. Before we dive into that, up first, it's time to talk about today's sponsor. Now, you guys know I'm a sucker for epic battles on epic scenery, and Raid Shadow Legends has that in spades, with a whole host of awesome champions waging war across Teleria. Use my QR code or links down below to download Raid yourself to your mobile phone or PC while I tell you more about it. My favorite faction in Raid is the High Elves. Their homeland, Aravia, has been around for thousands of years, surviving the fall of the Lizardman Empire, but then things got pretty twisted when Siroth, the Lord of Darkness, convinced a bunch of elves to go evil and attack the kingdom. The civil war nearly ended the elves, but Aravia survived, rebuilt, and now it's stronger than ever. My favorite champion from the High Elves is Delania. She's amazing and powerful. This month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of special events and activities, including the Forge Pass Season 3 with some amazing rewards on offer, including a limited edition artifact set, and if that's not enough, Raid's bringing out some new champions, along with some awesome looking champion skins for the incredible Madame Ceres. But the big news, everybody's favorite, Death Knight is becoming a legendary champion.
Ultimate Death Knight.
This is the best time to get started in Raid, and if you click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen, you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion Tyrell, 200k silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here. Thanks so much for the sponsorship, Raid. Let's get back to the video.
So perhaps Games Workshop could bring out an entirely new rule set for the Rings of Power. If I'm completely honest, I'd see this as basically being a 0% chance outcome. In my opinion, the only factor that could sway the fiscal conservatism of Games Workshop's board to take a chance on the Amazon show is the established audience factor of Middle-earth SBG, and without it, I just don't think they'll take the gamble. In that last video essay, we discussed how badly burnt the upper echelons of Games Workshop were by the poor performance of the rollout of the Hobbit ranges of Games Workshop products, as discussed by Rick Priestley in an interview with Harry Parkhill's channel, link up above.
Without Lord of the Rings, there would be no Warhammer, there would be no fantasy.
But let's say they find a way to negotiate a licensing agreement that allows Amazon's Rings of Power to be brought into the Middle-earth strategy battle game. When is that going to release, and what might it look like? Well, the former question is probably the easier to predict. We are not going to see anything, in my opinion, from Games Workshop until they have seen the public reception of the first season of the Rings of Power. So that means that once we account for product development time, I doubt they even have the license right now, we're going to be seeing that stuff quite a ways off. But what might those products look like? Well, it's easy enough to theorize. We've got a well-known model for new edition launches and box sets and the way the Games Workshop likes to bring wargaming systems to market. But before we can really get into the nitty-gritty, I think it's time for me and for you guys along with me to find out what this Amazon Rings of Power TV show is all about. Hey, there we go. I was literally about to press play on the first trailer, and I realized that my microphones were turned off. That would have been a huge letdown. I can literally only do this moment once. I know nothing. I have not seen any of the trailers except that title poor metalworking thing they did, so I know the show's called Rings of Power. It could be really good. It could be terrible. This could be the beginning of something great. Or not. Let's pop on the cans. All right, trailer 1. This was the teaser.
Haven't you ever wondered?
Cool location.
What else is out there?
Where is that? Cool waterfall. All right then. Oh, hello. Ooh, horsies. Jesus. Ooh, okay. Classic teaser, montage of small images that are too brief to learn anything. Let's just keep going. Okay, every time I press play, it's like a huge deal. Okay, the next trailer.
There was a time when the world was so young.
Oh, there it is again. Okay. That looks Numenor-y.
There had not yet been a sunrise.
Who's this?
But even then,
Big bright light. Oh, trees!
was light.
2 trees. That's first stage stuff. What are we doing here? Big, gorgeous, snowy mountains. Eagles.
Elves
Oh.
have forests to protect.
Wow. Gorgeous elven
Dwarves their
location.
mines.
Dwarves.
Men their fields of grain.
Men. Cool.
But we Harfoots have each other.
Harfoots. Okay. Oh, hello. Hey, girl. There she is.
I have seen my share.
Oh, who's that? Is that young Celeborn? Numenor. That's definitely... Okay, so that'll be our Menelaus.
But their time has come.
Oh, yeah, dwarves are cool.
The past is with us all. The past.
Oh, nice big cavalry charge.
Or we die with it.
That'll be Numenor stuff.
Of a new era.
It's just classic trailer stuff. I know nothing from this. I don't know, looks cool, the visuals are nice. Then there is another big trailer that came out at Comic-Con, I believe. Let's have a quick look at that.
We thought the war, at last,
Jesus, that's a lot of helmets.
was ended.
It is here, Galadriel.
Ah, cool, Palantir.
Moment we feared.
All the montage. Clearly some big battles. Hey, hello.
If you heard of Sauron.
Oh, hello. Okay, so do we get a Sauron reveal in this trailer? Okay. Cool. Burning of the ships?
And the shadow will not
No.
find you.
Oh, spooky looking orcs. They're pretty cool. So is this Sauron? Yeah, that's Sauron. Okay. Interesting. Boom.
Many lives of Middle-earth.
Oh, hello. Belrog. So I've just had a bit of a digest, watched everything again, and had a look at some of the official press releases from Amazon directly. If there's more information out there beyond that I haven't seen, let me know down in the comments, but this is all I've got to go off. They've very clearly stated that the premise of the first 5 seasons, this big block of show, is the rise and fall of Numenor, the rise of Sauron, the forging of the rings, and including the Last Alliance. Now that's a big interesting takeaway for me, because at some point during this show's run, we are going to have a really significant product overlap between the New Line films, and that's obviously why New Line's been brought in a part of the deal. We saw that Balrog, who is very clearly the Balrog from the Peter Jackson world, so there's already having that kind of visual overlap, but once we get up to that stuff that's Last Alliance, that's Gil-galad and you know, Elrond on the battlefield, obviously going to be different actors. I think we actually saw young Elrond in there. I think that's who that male counterpart opposite Galadriel is. So we've got, there's going to be some big overlap there, and that could be a real tricky licensing space for Games Workshop to navigate when they want to bring out Last Alliance elves. If they're in the exact same armor that matches the world of the films, who gets the revenue? Whose license is that coming underneath if it's the same aesthetics and the same visuals? So that could be a very complicated space for Games Workshop to be working in, but the one thing that gives me I guess, gives hope to that idea that it's possible is New Line is so embedded in the licensing deals of the creation of Amazon's Rings of Power. So if they may be open to involving getting involved in negotiating those licensing elements to have Amazon Rings of Power Games Workshop models within the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Whether or not that's a good idea or not, I think it's silly to try and guess now. We gotta wait and see if the show is actually any good. And on that note, I know that there's been intense reactions throughout various communities around the world, and I kind of don't really know why. Perhaps there's more information out there than just these trailers that I'm not familiar or aware of. All I've seen is what you've seen with me. These trailers and one press or two press releases on Amazon's website. So as far as I can see, it's just some gorgeous montage. We don't really have any real substance or understanding of anything of the world. We just know general vagaries and general kind of marketing trailer movie cutting stuff. So it's very much a wait and watch for me personally. But like I said, perhaps there's more information out there. Maybe it will be good. Maybe it won't. There is certainly no guarantee that big budget means a quality script and a quality show and a show that serves the source material, Disney and Star Wars. So hopefully, you know, maybe I'd love if we did get a great show. It'd be great. I hope it's a good show, and I hope it's true to Tolkien and awesome and brings lots of beautiful people to the world of Middle-earth and lots of people to the beautiful world of Middle-earth wargaming. But we shall have to wait and see. So say the show is good, say the first season drops, it's really well received. How could Games Workshop conceivably bring this product to market? What would it look like? I think that the best way to do it, if it all comes together with the licensing elements, is to bring out factional releases alongside the existing factions for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. You know, Numenor elements. We've got, you know, the orc elements, the whatever that kind of, wherever those fit within the narrative of the story. Obviously there's elves, dwarves, and bring out factions that are very specific to those worlds, to the Rings of Power factions, so that they're not the same or competing with existing factions in the Middle-earth strategy battle game. And then of course we're going to get a whole range of new models for those. And I think the reason why I so want this to happen, presuming that the show is good, on the condition that the show is good, I do want this to happen, I think. Because if we get a big Amazon Rings of Power decision from Games Workshop, it means that the Middle-earth team is just going to get so much more support. They are never going to be asked to tackle that size and scope of release without additional staff, additional cash and budgeting, and additional resources. I think there is a bit of a fear in our Middle-earth SBG community that if they jump onto Amazon, they'll just stop making everything for the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit era. I don't think that's the case. I think what they do is continue the plans that they've got rolling out in that space, and if they jump on Amazon, entire new resources and elements will be developed to really help support that push. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we get plastic troops for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. That cash and resource infrastructure that's initially allocated to the Middle-earth team to set up Amazon can then start to be used and funneled towards plastic troops for Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit era and the Middle-earth strategy battle game as we know it. So that's kind of my motive for hoping that the right certain good circumstances coalesce so that we can get plastic troops for Middle-earth. I think the only way that's going to happen is with cash investment through an Amazon product launch. So let's hope the show's good. I think it's silly to get worried about it yet unless there's crazy glaring things I'm missing. Just off the trailers, I think it's just a wait and watch and let's see what the show's like. So I'm going to reserve judgment until I can start watching and judging actual screenplays rather than snippets from trailers and cast articles and stuff like that. Let's hope that the show's good. Let's hope that the show does well because it's good, not just because it's mass marketed. And let's hope the Games Workshop jump on board and we get a lovely addition to the world of Middle-earth strategy battle gaming, and then some gorgeous plastic troops for everyone, including beautiful high elves. Come on, plastic multi-part high elf kit. We all want it. The Elrond was so good. Glorfindel needs some plastic troops to lead. So, is that a naive opinion? Well, let's just find out. That's what I'm hoping for. I didn't say that's what I'm predicting will happen. I'd say what will happen is who knows what the show will be like, and the Games Workshop board probably won't take the risk either way. But one can dream. Good show, good models, good Middle-earth SBG gaming. That is what I am hoping for. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if there's more information out there I should check out. If you guys have seen any other cool resources or bits of information, I've literally been looking at this Amazon Rings of Power stuff for like 20 minutes. So please let me know down in the comments what you guys think, what you guys would like to see. If you're excited for the show, are you nervous and why? Feel free to just dump it all down. I know that this gets pretty heated. I've already in my Patreon Discord the other day, people were getting very passionate about it. So let's just be nice and respectful to each other in the comments, but I'm super keen to see what everybody thinks. And I hope that was just an interesting little video essay. You guys really enjoyed the last one, the last fortnight, and I thought that'd be a fun little journey to take you guys on. And we'll just have to wait and see what the future holds for Amazon, Rings of Power, Games Workshop, the world of Warhammer, and of course, the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Thanks, guys. I shall see you in the next one.